Yeah, there's a little road in there and nice big parking lot, so it's kind of out of the way for people and works out good. I didn't get to come up here and fish, but I know a couple of guys that are really good dry fly anglers. And they were parking right there at that access and walking down in this flat and fishing midges. And there's a bunch of big browns that were hanging out in that shallow water, and they were getting them. See if I can help you net that guy. That's a nice fish. In fact, that's just about a nice enough fish to put you back here on the rope, on the oars, I think.
He might get me on the oars, yeah.
I think so.
Look at him.
See, and when you have a good net, you can get a fish like that.
Yeah, if you have a net. That is a dandy fish.
Oh, yeah.
Do you need my forceps?
No, because I think the fly's out, but now I've got it. Hey, hold on, buddy.
He's leaving.
Well, what he's done is he's wrapped this. He's pretty hot to trot.
He's
There he goes. So the old hedgehog did it. See, the only thing different about this hedgehog is all of the elk hair is spaced and tied in all along the body, so you really maintain a nice wing profile. That's why I like the hedgehog. The stoneflies, there's a bunch of kinds of stoneflies here. And the big ones are the big salmon flies. And those things kind of all happen at once, and within about, maybe a week's time, they just go all the way up the river and they're gone. And they're followed by several species of smaller stoneflies, and this one imitates a golden stone. This is a size 8 hook. And you also get little yellow stones, but these golden stones just kind of come out sporadically for about a month, generally till about mid-July. So I like to just put them on just as a kind of a probing pattern. I'd say today is one good fish turn to rotate onto the oars. Hopefully you agree with that.
I would very much heartily agree with that.
Because, you know, I'm expecting to catch a fish somewhere. The front of rocks usually get me kind of excited. He's a nice fish too. I don't really want to land him too bad because then I'm going to have to row. Beat up nymph that I wanted to change. It probably is going to end up maybe even more beat up now.
All right, I'm following him now.
Go down maybe just below that rock.
I really I want you to land him.
I bet you do.
Bad. He is a dandy, boy.
Yeah,
he's good.
He's pretty.
Now he's going up here.
Well, he's pretty fond of this boat. I'm getting the net out and see if I can scoop him here. I think I might can.
Can you get his head up? I can scoop him if you can.
There he is. Yeah, he's a dandy fish. Got that nymph right in the end of the nose. Where we get it right here in the current. Yeah. There he goes. So we're good to go. Well, look at that nymph now and see what you think. That thing looked a little tore up to me.
Mostly just a bead head on him.
What's a shame about what you have to pay for those nymphs is I'm thinking of trying to hire a bunch of kindergarten kids to tie them, because I think they could. All it is a bead head on there and some thread and a ribbing on it. And the skinnier you can make it, the better it works. what happens is it's deep here and then it flattens out back in this tail, and the fish will move out into there, and when there's bugs on it, it gives them a great place to, they'll just spread out in this flat and just sip the bugs as they're emerging. It's just that looking at the surface, there just isn't anything on the water. The air's full of bugs though, that's real strange. We got lots of bugs in the air, but see, it's real flat here in this rocky area. All this gravel in the spring, in like March, April, this is just solid rainbows spawning in that, all that gravel right there. It's just wonderful spawning habitat here. Right, this area right here, this access is walk-in only. There's parking back in, you can't see it, but right next to that corral is a big turnaround area. I'm surprised there isn't a car or two parked there. And this is called Seeley's, and that's really good walk-in access. And then it's okay for anglers to walk all the way up where we just floated through. On either side of the river, this is wadeable normally, and you can wade across and walk up the other bank. So it's just a real nice area. It's just not being very nice to us right now, is it?
Even though the access is a little tougher than it used to be in the old days, at least we still have a lot of access. I mean, the landowners are really good to,
this has been,
to let you walk in and go anywhere you want, really.
We lost a lot of our walk-in access, but there's still some good places.
Ever since we decided to come and take a look at him, he hasn't shown himself.
No.
Oh, there's the big one. That was him.
Oh, I'm short. I fish it out.
There he is.
See, I've got a wind.
Coming downstream again.
It's straight in my face is what it is, and so it's causing, oh, that was him.
What happened?
Well, I wasn't ready for him because he just,
oh,
give me a second.
I'm sure that was yours.
Yeah, oh, it was, but I got to regain my composure and hand me that. I'm going to put a different fly just in case he comes again. He's a real big fish.
Yeah, he's big. There's another real big one down above that boat, straight down below us, about 50 yards. We're on the Chester backwaters, and what happens is there's a diversion dam downstream, probably 3/4 of a mile from where we're at now. And it's a fairly high dam, and they draw some irrigation canals out of both sides of the river. But it backs the water up to where it becomes real smooth, and when the fish are in here rising, there are some very big fish in here. The river slows down and it becomes quite deep in here. So it's hard, the wading access is quite difficult. But the access from a boat is still quite easy. So there's a couple ways you can get here. You can float down from up above and just float straight through. Or the water is slow enough moving on down that you can put a boat or a canoe or something like that in, a flotation device. I wouldn't recommend a float tube, but a boat of some kind, and you can row or paddle up into this area here without too much difficulty.
They're spooky as they can be here with this.
Too much bright, too late in the day.
Well, and there he is again. See him? He's right between us and those two trees.
Geez, that breeze is coming right from the north again.
The wind is really tough for a 4-weight rod. It's impossible to get a drag-free drift with that wind. See what I'm having to do is,
Yeah, it's just tough. Real tough. There he is. Oh. Ha!
there he is. He's going to be peeling some line off of here. They really haul down here.
These fish in these backwaters are just footballs.
Bonefish.
My word.
That was him.
That's
You
fabulous.
see him jump, try to jump clear down there? Well, if you do, kind of get over that way
okay.
so we don't run into that other boat.
I will. I'm gonna go pretty slow too, so you.
Have you seen all the fish rising by that boat?
Uh-huh. They're very selective.
They're, you know, I don't think they're selective quite to fly. They're sure selective to the drift, and
Presentation.
presentation's real important. You got to be pinpoint. One time I brought Jack Dennis and a friend into here, and his friend was a real good angler, but he got so frustrated he couldn't catch anything, and Jack was just ripping the fish. But Jack could put it right on the money, and the other guy was 6 inches off, and that really seemed to make the difference. They just, almost all the fish when you hook them in here though, they just run way into your back, and they're just really stout, powerful fish. And they are also usually real heavy fish for their length. See, I don't think that fish is as long as some of those other ones we caught, but he's a really healthy fish. See that guy?
Very hot.
Oh, there he's off.
There he is.
It's all right, we didn't have to net him. Yeah, this is really a dry fly place. It really is. It's always real good pinpoint casting, and it's just hot, nice sized fish. Lots of fish that are in here that are 17 to 20 inches.
This is more than a poor boy can take here.
Yeah, there's a real nice trail. You can't drive here, but from this Chester Wetlands, which is the public land, there's a gate and we can walk right up here. It's just hard to get around, but you can get out and wade a little bit here. There he is. Is that the one you're trying?
There, I think I'm on him.
There, you got him. Good job. And there he goes. Fish into the backing. Nice jump.
Oh, I tell you, you gotta love this.
You gotta love it. The rest of them still rising. Well, my man, I hate to pull out of here and go have lunch, but I think after we land him, I think we're gonna go. We got
I'm okay with that.
other things going on, but let's get him landed. Well, I think it's been a pretty good day. That's 3 fish that have ripped into our backing. The thing I love about this is like 6 miles from my house.
Yeah, this is home to us.
So this is like home waters, man. And it's open year round, and it's one of the best times to fish this is in March, April. It's just like this. It's just got big fish rising everywhere, and other times in the fall.
In the fall, this moss is up.
Yeah, and they're in little channels in the moss.
Channels and pockets in the moss.
So where'd you ever come up with a reel that clicks on the way in instead of out?
I like this reel.
All right, Tiger, come on. Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
They are hard fighting fish down here. Good job. See, that's like that fish there's a tuna. Just look at that.
When a fish like that on a little dry fly, I'll take that any day.
Well, I'll let you release him. He's your fish. That's a beautiful fish.
Just perfectly proportioned.
3-weight fish. On a 3-weight rod, that's a pretty stout fish. Look right there at them all rising. That big pod.
Right
There's
there.
about
Jeez,
10 of them.
Rowing through a fish like that will give you a nightmare.
It's too bad that we have to go to another place.
Yes, it is. Oh, there was a tuna right there just came up.
Right over here is Fall River, coming into the confluence here with the Henry's Fork. And Fall River itself is a great stream. It headwaters up in Yellowstone Park, and it offers about 50 miles of good water. And there's some pretty good access there. There's a little road. This is our takeouts right here, and then we'll see this Chester Dam, but there's a road that goes right up and to that fence. And you can look way up there now and see the fast water of Fall River coming in. It's a lot of rapids and real fast, rough water. That river is totally closed to commercial floating. So the guides can't float that river, and it's a great river to float. But I think if it was open to float it, it would just be covered with guide boats all the time. And you know, the non-guided public can legally float it. And we float it if we're not on a guide trip, and I really enjoy floating that river. But sometimes Rick and I, in fact, a lot of times, we've come in here in an evening and put the boat in right there and just rowed out there. If you look over in that scum line, you can see rises over there. It's slow enough that you don't have to worry about going over unless you're a complete idiot. There have been people that have gone over it, with that said.
I was driving in this road one night, and just in time to see a boat come over.
So there's a takeout here, and then there's a put-in right below it. And that floats down to another backwater that's similar to this Chester one, only not as big. And then there's another couple of canals that come out. So, but that's a good float too. It's very similar to this water. You know, it's all about the same. The river all stays pretty much in one channel, and you have these pools and runs and big flats and backwaters like we were seeing. But the takeout's still called the Fun Farm. So the next drift is called Chester down to Fun Farm. And people really laugh. They wonder, well, what's a Fun Farm? And it just happens that there was used to be an RV park there, and that was what they called it, the Fun Farm. They had little things for kids, merry-go-rounds and different things, and that was the name of the place. Now it's not, that RV park's still there, but it's a different name.